If you are a trader, you need to watch this video because this is literally the most important video I have ever made. Do you want to trade full time? Do you want to consistently make $500 a day, $1,000 a day trading any asset class? What I'm about to share in this video is a step-by-step plan that you can implement right now that will completely transform your consistency and profitability overnight. The things that I'm about to share in this video, if I could go back 5 years ago and talk to myself before I started trading, if I had taken this information and actually applied it, then I can say with 100% certainty that I would not have taken the massive losses that I took during the first year and a half of my trading. Now, this is a video that I made over a year ago, and I want to revisit the video right now because the information contained video can literally change your life. It can take you from a losing trader and transform you into a profitable trader. Now, like I said, this is a video I made about a year and a half ago, and I'm going to replay it right now. And if you are struggling to be profitable as a trader, if you are somebody who has the goal of being a consistent, profitable trader, I want you to take the time to watch this video until the end. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. We're well on our way to 200,000 subscribers. But take notes on this video. Internalize the information that I'm about to share with you, and then actually apply it to your trading and watch what happens. So here we go. How to become profitable and consistent as a trader. And I'm going to go through these 5 points. So make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you are newer to trading, or if you've been struggling with trading and maybe you've been in this game for quite some time, I am convinced that if a trader understands and internalizes these 5 points, that it will immediately from the get-go make them much more consistent and heading in the direction that they want to go. But before we get into these 5 points, I quickly just want to go over what trading is not, because if we can come into this with the right mindset, then we can actually have more success in the long run, because we're not running into issues based upon unrealistic expectations. So first of all, what is trading not? Trading is definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme. A lot of people, including myself, when I first got into trading, I looked at it as a way to make a lot of money very fast, and I looked at it as a very quick way to obtain financial freedom. Now, trading can make you a lot of money. It can also give you amazing freedom in your life where you don't have to have a boss, you don't have to have clients, and you can generate an income by yourself without anybody else, right? But it takes time to get there. It takes time to get there. And especially in the beginning, if you are coming to these charts looking to extract money, you have to understand that trading is the only job, to use that term, that you can have where there's the potential for you to lose money. Right? If you have a typical job, you show up to work and you're getting paid just for being there. Even if you do a crappy job, you're still going to get that paycheck. With trading, there's the possibility that after a day of work, you lose money, right? And so what we have to do if we want to be consistent traders is we have to systematize things and basically put the probabilities in our favor so that over time we know that even if we show up one day and we lose money, a week down the road, a month down the road, a year down the road, we will be in profit. That is the goal. And these 5 points are going to get you there, guys. So make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Guys, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Jason_Casper. We just finished doing this $500 giveaway. We messaged our winner. If he doesn't get back to me, we're going to pick another winner. So there might still be a chance to win, guys. Go follow me on Twitter for technical analysis updates as well as potential giveaways. All right, so let's get into these points, guys. First of all, learn the basics. What I mean by that is this, and a lot of people, including myself, especially those who are more risk takers, entrepreneurial types like myself, we learn by doing, right? If I'm going to put something together, like I'm right here, I'm downstairs in my basement gym,
and I'm looking at a power rack that I bought on Amazon a number of years ago and put it together, I did not use the instruction manual to put that thing together, right? I looked at the pieces. I said, I'm going to figure this out by doing it. And I did. That's typically how I do things in life. When it comes to trading, you have to learn what you are doing first. You have to learn a basic technical analysis, how to come to a chart and identify areas of support and resistance. Okay, why? Because if not, you are going to be moved by your emotions. And trading is something that cannot be emotional. It has to be very systematic, right? We have to learn some basic technical analysis. Trading has to be based on information that we are receiving by looking at various charts and tools. And if we have no basis to basically assess what the chart is telling us, how are we going to expect to be successful? Most people, when they get into trading, and this is a good time to get in because it's a bear market, but most people, when they get into trading, they're emotional traders. If they see a big blue candlestick pump, they might enter into a long. If they see a big purple dump, they might enter into a short. That's a one-way ticket to Wreck City, guys. Okay? And this is good. We're going to get more into this and build off of this point, but this is point number one, okay? The way that I am able to be consistent in my trading is knowing how to look at a chart and understanding where are the areas I want to look for a trade. For example, this is the trade setup that I gave last week in my VIP Casper Crew Discord, right? And we'll get into more why this specific trade, but we want to know where to be looking for a trade, right? I gave this setup, and I had specific reasons for this setup. But if I didn't know how to read a chart, I would never think to myself to look for a trade in this area, right? And of course, the trade played out very nicely from that exact level.
All right, y'all, I want to interject for a second here just to point out something really cool. This trade setup was literally from the exact bottom of the Bitcoin bear market. We were looking to take that trade at $15,450. And, you know, I ended up getting in that entry at about $15,500. So looking back at this now, that is pretty insane. Now, a few things have changed since I made the video. The Casper Crew VIP Discord is right now no longer on patreon.com. It is at jasoncaspertrading.com. So if you want to join the community, right now go to jasoncaspertrading.com, click the link to join the VIP Discord. Now at jasoncaspertrading.com, when you click the link to join the Discord, it has evolved so much since November 2022. Where basically now we have multiple instructors doing multiple live streams every single day, live trading, crypto, stocks, Forex, giving you their trade setups, giving you their levels, doing the live trading, and inside the Discord, we even have a beginner's course right here to teach you all the tools you need. Actually, it will go into more depth of what this exact video is speaking of as it pertains to, you know, becoming consistent and profitable in the shortest time possible. Also, we have the courses here. If you click the courses, the scalping course, where basically this is my low time frame scalp strategy, where I show you how I made $25,000 in a month scalping the very low time frames. We have the comprehensive intro to crypto trading program, as well as White Phoenix's smart money approach to trading. This is probably the most comprehensive course, period, that I've ever seen. Over 80 videos in here. Plus, he's constantly live streaming all the time, going over the live charts. So check out jasoncaspertrading.com if you're interested. Also, the exchanges I'm currently trading Bitcoin and altcoins on right now are number one, MEXC, the best deal on fees. Links in the pinned comment and description. If you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins on MEXC with the best fees, 0% spot fees, very cheap futures fees. I'm also trading on ZOOMEX. This is a great exchange as well if you live in the United States. This is basically my replacement for ByBit for right now, and I'm also trading on BingX. So if you want to get trading and you're looking for a platform to trade on, if you're looking for a community, links in the pinned comment and description. All right, let's get back to the video.
If you want to learn some basic technical analysis, spend some time on YouTube, guys. You don't have to take a trading course. You can just read articles, spend some time on YouTube, spend some time in different Discord groups, learn the basics. If you do want to take a course, I do have a course. There's a 25% discount going on right now because of Black Friday. You don't have to take my course, guys. Of course, I am selling it because this is my business. But this course will give you the blueprint so that you can come to a blank chart, come up with a clear and concise trading plan, and know when to execute, when and if to execute. That is step number one. Learn the basics. Step number two, guys, is going to be have some strategies up your sleeve. Trading is a game of probabilities, okay? And we're going to build off of these points, right? Because once you learn the basics of TA, that will then allow you to have different strategies that you can learn to implement. For example, one of the most basic strategies that we can have here is looking for support and resistance, right? So, for example, we know that support is a place where price historically has found a bottom, and we could simply just draw a box in that area. And one basic strategy is when price comes to support, look for a long trade, right? Now, the reason why it's so important to have a strategy is because it's going to give you a criteria that you have to look for before you enter into a trade. So if you have, let's say, 3 specific things that you are looking for before entering a trade, that is going to then put the probabilities in your favor that that trade is going to play out. Okay, how do you develop a strategy? Education is number one. Number two is back testing. Going back into the past and seeing when these 3 things happened, did my trade play out? So what were the 3 things that happened for this trade right here? I'm going to go ahead and turn on my indicator, my favorite indicator, market Cipher B. And for this trade right here, there were 3 specific things that I was looking for. Number 1, I wanted to see price come into the box. Number 2, I wanted to see price come below this previous low. And number 3, I wanted to see something called a bullish divergence on the chart. Okay, a bullish divergence is where price is making a lower low, while the oscillator, market Cipher B, is making a higher low. Okay, we can see that the momentum is actually getting higher as price is getting lower, showing us that there's an imbalance and there needs to be a move to the upside, right? Just like our good friend Sam Bankman-Fried, there's an imbalance. His hair is getting thicker and thicker, but his man boobs are getting thinner and thinner as we move over to the right. See, hair gets thicker as we move to the right, man boobs get thinner, right? Why? We don't know why. The fat doesn't distribute as much on the right side as it does on the left side, you know? But those are the 3 things I'm looking for, and I've gone back and I've back tested this strategy to know that if these 3 things happen, there is a very high probability that we are going to get a bounce. And from that point, we have gotten almost a 10% bounce, and that is currently the long trade that I am in right now. I'm still in the trade. I still have a plan for this trade. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because you can basically, when you're trading, it's like flipping a coin, right? There's 50-50 odds that if you at any time enter a long or enter a short, that the trade is going to go in your favor. So if there's anything we can do to put the odds in our favor, maybe instead of making it a 50-50 shot, maybe now it's a 70-30 shot that the trade will go in our favor. Maybe after back testing 1,000 trades and 800 of them play out, we could say, wow, we have an 80% win rate for this strategy. And so you're stacking the odds in your favor. This is why it's so important to have a handful of strategies up your sleeve, okay? Because if you are trading based not on a strategy, that means you're trading based off emotion, and that is going to get you wrecked 100%. Now, going hand in hand with having a strategy is risk management. What is risk management? Risk management is basically a way to manage your capital in a way where you know that over the course of, let's say, 5, 10, 20, 100, 1,000 trades, it's mathematically impossible for you to blow your account. That's a basic way to explain risk management. It's saying I have a threshold of how much money I am willing to risk per trade. Now, there's 2 aspects to risk management. Number 1 is how much are you actually risking on your account per trade, right? Now, we go over this in the course. We have an entire section on risk management in the course, okay? How to use leverage to your advantage, how to use risk management to become profitable. All these things I'm going over now, we go into much more detail in the course. But like I said, you don't have to take my course. You just have to internalize this information here. there's two aspects to risk management. Aspect number one is saying to yourself, I am not going to lose. If I take any trade, there is no way that if that trade goes wrong, I will lose more than 1 to 3% of my total trading capital tops. Typically, when I'm entering a trade, guys, I am not risking more than 1/2 to 3% of my total trading capital. And typically, it's usually around 1% that I am risking. That does not mean we're putting 1% of our trading account onto each trade. It means if that trade goes wrong, the most we're going to lose is 1%. Now, what this does is it allows us to take multiple losses and not be set back too much. Okay, here's something that we have to understand, right? If you have 100% of your account, let's say you have $100 in your account, right? You have $100 in your account. It's a horrible way to draw 100. Hang on. You have $100 in your account, right? Now, let's say that you lose 50% on one trade, which happens a lot to new traders. You lose 50% of all your trading capital. Now you only have $50, right? You lost half of everything. You took a 50% loss. Now, let's say your next trade is a 50% win. Are you going to make all your money back? No. Because a 50% win on $50 is only $25. So now you're only $75. You're still 25% in the red, even though you took two equal trades. One was an equal win, one was an equal loss. You're still in the red. What you want to do is you want to make sure that if you're only risking 1% of your account, let's say you take 5 losses in a row, now you're only down $5. It'll be really easy to make back $5, right? You could do that easily in potentially one trade or more. That is the first aspect of risk management. Now, this is what really screws up a lot of traders, because there is the temptation to risk more than you should by either using leverage that's too high with a percentage of your account that's way too much, or by not using stop losses, or literally just by gambling, right? You get a temptation to gamble. Maybe you just took a loss and now you're revenge trading, okay? If you are only risking 1% of your account per trade, and that's the most you can lose, you're already setting yourself up for success. And then the second aspect of risk management is risk to reward ratios. Now, the great thing about trading that's different from, let's say, going to a casino, because people are always like, oh, trading's just gambling, you degenerate. No, it's not gambling. It kind of is. But here's the truth about trading. You get to decide when you trade, if you trade, where you trade, how you trade, and you get to determine the odds for each trade you potentially take. And so if you know that you're only risking 1% of your account per trade, how are we going to counterbalance that? We're going to counterbalance that by saying, I'm only going to risk 1% of my account per trade, but I'm only going to take trades that have the potential of making me 2 to 3%, right? So what does that mean? That basically means that if I'm looking for a trade, like I was looking for a trade from down here, my target for that trade, my final target, is all the way up here. Well, this is my next major take profit. But I know for this trade, when I entered the trade, I literally only had to put my stop loss below this last wick right here that we formed on the chart. And so basically what that means is, let's say that I'm risking 1% of my account on the trade, okay? Well, for simplicity's sake, let's make this a 1% stop loss, right? Even though if it's less than 1% stop loss, you can actually put more on the trade, but that's a little bit too complex for this video. But right now, there's a potential for me to make 16 times more reward than the 1% loss, right? I'm risking 1% to potentially gain 17%. What does this mean? This means that I could literally take 10 losses in a row. If I was looking for every trade to basically long support and take profit at the resistance, and all my trades were set up in a way where I was making 17% more reward than potential risk, I could take 10 losses in a row, and that final win, the 11th trade is a win, and my net profit on my whole account is 7%, because I lost 10% on my account, taking 10 losses. And then that one win, I made 17% on my account. Now, in general, that means I'm probably up about 5% on my total account, right? Because we have to do 17% based on our 5 losses. But the point is, I'm still in a net profit after 11 trades with 10 losses. Okay? This is because I'm only taking trades that have more win potential than risk potential, right? And this is based, again, on technical analysis, having a strategy, understanding trade setups and market structure. Again, these are all things we go over in the course, but basically it's looking to long support and short resistance, or at least take profit at resistance, or short resistance and take profit at support, right? Now, even if this trade, I've already hit a take profit 1, even still, it's 8 times more reward than risk. Okay, now this is just an oversimplified example. There's different ways to do this. I personally take partial profits and then move my stop loss to the entry to guarantee a win. Like I've done here, I've taken partial profits and my stop loss is now at my entry. So I'm guaranteed a $1,000 profit on this trade, even if I now get stopped out. But if it keeps going, I could earn a lot more on the trade, right? Potentially, if my final target is hit, I could potentially earn $5,000 on the trade, which is, you know, a nice profit. But this is what we have to do. And it doesn't matter what time frame we're doing this on. If we're scalping a very, 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 very small time frame, let's say, for example, right? Then we want to make sure that it's the same deal, right? If we're longing support, looking to take profit at resistance, and we're putting our stop loss underneath this wick, this trade right here is still an 8-to-1 risk reward, meaning there's 8 times more reward than potential risk. And if I'm taking, let's say, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades in a row, if I'm taking 10 trades in a row, I can have less than 50% win rate and still be profitable, right? This is what you want to do. You want to work on your risk management. Don't risk more than 0.5 to 1 to 3% of your account, and then only take the trade setups where there's more upward potential than downward potential, where there's more win potential than loss potential. These 2 things, these 3 things, the basics, having some strategy that you're following so that you have a criteria to get into a trade, and then the implementation of good risk management are key, okay? And then the 4th thing is going to activate the first 3 points, okay? The 4th, patience and discipline. This is literally where the rubber meets the road, guys. Okay, this is where the rubber meets the road. Patience and discipline. There is a temptation to overtrade, to always be in a trade, to feel like if you're not in a trade, you're wasting your time. But the truth is, most of trading is doing technical analysis, making a plan, and then waiting. Now, this trade setup that I posted it in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, I posted this on November 15th, guys. On November 15th. That trade did not hit until November 22nd. All right, 7 days. I was waiting. I did not take a Bitcoin trade for 7 days, a whole week of coming to the charts and saying, you know what? I'm not going to take a trade unless my plan comes to fruition, right? I'm not going to do it. Why? Because this is the most probable trade setup. This was the only long, as it says right here that I said, the only long I'm interested in now. Why? Because as all the potential trades that I saw that I could have taken, this was the one that had the best risk to reward ratio. This was a setup, a strategy that I am fond of taking those types of trades. And then it was waiting. Now, imagine if, and a lot of people do this, you are not patient, right? And you're like, you know what? Oh, I see prices pumping here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and enter my long now. Even though I was waiting for this level, I'm going to enter here. What happens? You get wrecked, right? You take that loss when you don't have to take that loss, right? When you just wait for your level, right? Or, again, what if you decided to take the long here when we were getting a bounce before, right? I mean, literally right before we hit our final target, we started to get a bounce. We started to get a bounce, and it was a significant bounce, a 2% bounce. You might think, oh crap, I missed out. Let me go ahead and FOMO into a long trade right now after this bounce. What happens? Boom, stopped out, right? Wait for your plans to come to fruition. It could be any strategy you want. There are multiple strategies, and I don't even think the strategy matters. What I really think matters most in trading is having some kind of strategy, period, and using risk management. If you're doing those two things, you're not going to lose. You might not make money, but you're definitely not going to blow your account. 100% you will not blow your account if you have some strategy that is putting the odds more than 50-50, right? You know, you can go to YouTube and find people that do 100 random trades using only risk management. They have no strategy and they only use risk management, and they're still profitable after 100 trades. And the reason is because they're always, even though they have no strategy, period, they have no criteria to get into a trade, they take random trades, but they're always setting that take profit 2 times or 3 times higher than their stop loss. And so even with no strategy, just by, you know, flipping that 50-50 coin, but making sure that your take profit is always 3 times higher than your stop loss, they can still be profitable over time. So you could have the most basic strategy with good risk management, and I believe you can still be profitable. Are you going to be raking it in? No, probably not. But you're still not going to blow your account, right? So the key is to wait for those setups, right? Wait for those strategies to play out. Don't just start chasing price. That's the hardest part. You feel this pressure to always be in a trade, but most of trading it's like fishing, guys. You're watching price. It's like you sitting there with a fishing pole. You're just waiting for price to come to your level. You're just waiting for it. And look at this, right? This is the level that I was looking for. It came right down to it. Like a fish biting the bait, right? Then you enter. There's no reason to be overexposed to the market. If you can be more conservative with your trades, taking fewer trades, well-calculated trades that have good potential reward and low potential risk, even if you're only taking 1 trade a week, 1 trade a month, depending on what time frames you're trading, some people might only take 1 or 2 trades a year and still be profitable traders because they waited for those perfect setups. Most of my losses have come from not sticking to number 4. I know a lot of traders that know plenty of TA. They know so many different trading strategies. And they even understand good risk management, but they don't have the patience and discipline to actually apply these things, right? So if you can apply these things, guys, through patience and discipline, then I believe that anybody, even if you've been doing this for a few months only, you can actually be profitable. And it's when you don't implement these 3 things through lack of patience and discipline, that's where you're actually going to run into issues and start losing money. And step number 5, guys, is don't overcomplicate it. I've been doing this for a long time, and the longer I've been trading, the more I realize that it's the basic things that are most important. Don't get overwhelmed with crazy stuff like order flow charts, which I am a big fan of, Elliott waves and harmonics and like crazy different cycles and counts and all these different complex tools. New traders I see, they get so wrapped up in trying to find that one secret thing that's going to give them the best trade every time. The one secret indicator, the one secret tool that's going to get them into a trade every single time, that they forget the basics, guys. What are the basics? Support and resistance, and having a basic strategy and risk management. The more you can simplify your trading, the better. For me, my most basic strategy is support and resistance with market Cipher B divergences. Everything else I look at is adding on top of what is already built. You have to first have a strategy that you know works, that you've back tested, that you're comfortable with, that's simple. And then you can build on top of that simplicity, slowly building something over time to the point where you have a whole array of tools in your toolbox that are all based upon the same principles, right? Don't end up with paralysis of analysis because you're looking at 17 different indicators, 5 moving averages, a VWAP, an order flow chart, book map, exo chart, Coinalize.net, Market Cipher, RSI, MACD, EMAs, regular MA, all this stuff, harmonics, like Elliott waves, you got all this stuff. I've seen chart, you know, the old memes of these crazy charts, you can't even see what's on it. Don't overcomplicate things, guys. If you are looking for simple trade setups, whatever your strategy is, then take that and build upon it. Don't try and build one building and say, this building doesn't work, I'm going to start another building. This one doesn't work, I'm going to start something new. Start simple, build upon what you have. These 5 things, guys, if I could have gone back in time and told myself, Jason, these 5 things, just get them down and you'll be way better off right out the gate, I would have done so.
All right, y'all. So that is how to become a profitable, consistent trader. And I truly believe if you internalize and apply this information, it will absolutely change your trading game. Once again, guys, JasonCasperTrading.com if you want to join the community and or get in on one of those trading courses. Also, if you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins, we got ZOOMEX, we got BingX, we got MEXC in the pinned comment and description. May God bless every single one of you in the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are very, very blessed. And may you be very blessed in your future trading journey. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Peace.